Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear me. Happy birthday to me. Good evening. Nice to have you back to share my birthday. You might think it's quite sad that I have to sing happy birthday to myself, but it's not sad at all. I'm very happy at the number of people that have taken the time to send me best wishes on Facebook and all the other social platforms. Very much appreciated, made me very humble. So tonight we carry on with the last episode of the book. Obviously I'm not going to tell you all the stories in the book because I want you to buy the book. The book, oh yes, the book, Following Wild Geese, it's called. £10 plus postage and package. Just drop me an email to ted@tedchristopher.scott. There we go, that was nice and simple. I think what we're going to do before I do any songs, I'm going to show you something. A few years back, David Murdoch and Christine, his dear missus, arranged we go and visit a guy called Duncan Brown, fantastic artist, and we were to go in to see some of the paintings that Duncan had done over the years of Scottish heroes in particular. So we arrived at Duncan's and was introduced to Duncan, and then he produced this. I was gobsmacked, to say the least. This is me, but you probably guessed that. Mel Gibson, Following Wild Geese, Robert the Bruce on his Charger. And for those of you who can read music, on the bottom there, the notes of Scots Wha Hae. It usually hangs up on that wall over there. Takes pride of place in the studio. And if you're watching, Duncan, love it, very much appreciate it, thank you. I shall attempt to put it down so it doesn't fall on the floor and smash. There we go, right. I'm going to start with our song. This is a song that I do at a lot of Scottish gigs, Tap Army gigs. And Tap Army gigs, everybody seems to think it's great fun to get on the floor to this. But before that all kicked off, it was just a case of the waving the hands in the air. And before the smoking ban came in, it was lighters in the air. And this was going particularly well at one gig. Everybody was standing up on the tables with their lighters above their heads, doing this sort of thing. Till one of the guys set fire to the curtains behind them. We'll attempt not to do that tonight. We are sailing, we are sailing home again, across the sea. We are sailing stormy water to be near you, to be free. I am flying, I am flying like a bird across the sky. I are sailing, we are sailing home again, across the sea. We are sailing stormy waters to be near you, to be free. Oh Lord, to be near you, to be free. A Gavin Sutherland song. Hopefully the guitar will sound slightly better now that I've tuned it up. I'm going to tell you a wee story. It's a story about a teacher in her class, and she was explaining to her class how the only creatures which stuttered were humans. And this wee girl says, "No, miss, I had a pussycat that stuttered." So the teacher thought, well, I'll listen, because these wee stories are precious to the kids. So, tell us about your pussycat. And the wee girl said, well, my pussycat was in the garden, and next door they have a Rottweiler, and the Rottweiler jumped over the fence, and the pussycat went and before it had time to say fuck off, the Rottweiler ate it. I love that. Right, I used to play all over Scotland in the band. And one night in particular, I remember, it was a freezing cold night. I slept the night in the van in Glencoe, and I woke up and my toe was frozen to the roof of the van. Pretty tenuous link, but there we go, a good excuse for a song. Oh, cruel is the snow that froze my toe. No, that's not the right words. Oh, cruel is the snow that sweeps Glencoe and covers the grave O'Donnell. Oh, cruel was the foe that raped Glencoe and murdered the house of MacDonald. They came in the blizzard, we offered them heat, a roof for their heads, dry shoes for their feet. We wined them and dined them, they ate our meat, and they slept in the house of MacDonald. Oh, cruel is the snow that sweeps Glencoe and covers the grave O'Donnell. Oh, cruel was the foe that raped Glencoe and murdered the house of MacDonald. They came from Fort William with murder in mind. The Campbell had orders King William had signed. Put all to the sword, these words underlined. Leave none left alive named MacDonald. Oh, cruel is the snow that sweeps Glencoe and covers the grave O'Donnell. Oh, cruel was the foe that raped Glencoe and murdered the house of MacDonald. They came in the night when the men were asleep. The This band of archives through snow soft and deep, like murdered foxes among helpless sheep. They slaughtered the house of MacDonald. Oh, cruel is the snow that sweeps Glencoe and covers the grave old Donald. Oh, cruel was the foe that raped Glencoe and murdered the house of MacDonald. Some died in their beds at the hands of the foe. Some fled in the night and were lost in the snow. Some lived to accuse him or struck the first blow. But gone was the house of MacDonald. Oh, cruel is the snow that sweeps Glencoe and covers the grave of Donald. Oh, cruel was the foe that raped Glencoe and murdered the house of MacDonald. Now gone is the house of MacDonald. Well, if Glencoe was cold, got a story from Gregor Lowry of an even colder night. I wasn't there, but I love the story. He was gigging in Latvia, and it was something ridiculous like minus 25 outside. And after the gig, they all went back to the promoter's house, which was a log cabin. So they were staying in this log cabin with a burning log fire, and the guy had made a huge big pot of stew, and there was quite a lot to drink. So they all got absolutely full in both senses. And at one point, one of the guys had to go outside to be sick. So he wasn't out very long because it was freezing that much, but he managed to get rid of his tea outside. The next day they got up for breakfast and they were sitting having breakfast, and the guy's Alsatian came in and lay in front of the fire chewing what looked suspiciously like a frozen pizza. Hope nobody's eating. Actually, I've probably got the best job in the world. In the main I get to travel all over Scotland, to all the beautiful parts of Scotland as well, and then when I'm not doing that, I get to travel all over the world. It's brilliant. Got to mention some of the places in Scotland that I play a lot. Inverness, seem to play more in Inverness than I do in Stirling. Like in the Gillans and Hootenanny, Gunsworths, occasionally McCallum's. Great crowd, fantastic music scene in Inverness. A few years ago I was playing with the Dixon Arms in Glenrothes, and the gig went particularly well, and there was quite a few guys in for the Tartan Army. And as I always do, I pack my gear away and then I go back into the pub to say cheerio to everybody. And the guy called Willie Brown, who I know quite well, he was sitting on the bar stool, and I went up, approached Willie, held my hand out to shake his hand, and very inconsiderately he fell dead off the bar stool. Now that was a wee bit off-putting. The medics arrived very, very quickly and cut his shirt off and zapped him a few times with a big electric machine. But by the time the ambulance actually followed them up, by the time the ambulance came, they got them into the ambulance, he was away. And then I got a phone call the next day from the pub to say they brought him round again, and he's absolutely fine. And I see him regularly. So take care of yourself, Wally. I'll do a wee song for Wally. I'll do it in the flex one. Oh, I love you, baby, I love you night and day. When I leave you, baby, don't come tonight away. When I die, don't want no clothes upon my tomb. No appetite for doom. Whoa, when I'm dead and gone, won't leave no happy woman living on. Whoa, when I'm dead and gone, don't want nobody to grieve beside my grave. She's out to get my hide. She got a shotgun and a daughter by her side. Hey there, baby, Johnson's free. Who's got the love? Who's got the love to give a man like me? Whoa, when I'm dead and gone, I don't wanna leave no woman hanging on. Whoa. When I leave you, baby, don't cry the night away. When I die, don't you write no words upon my tomb. I don't believe I wanna leave no appetite for doom. Whoa, when I'm dead and gone, I wanna leave a happy woman living on. Whoa, when I'm dead and gone, beside my grave. Well, that's for Rolly, who's no dead and he's no gone. Other places I used to play a lot. The Radical Road in Edinburgh was a great gig. It was run by Martin Mitchell, and I played Martin's wedding to Margot. A great pub, but unfortunately it's no longer there, it's been demolished. The manager there was a guy called Big Al. He now works in the distillery at Ardnamurchan, and I was out there playing last year, and it's a beautiful part of the country. Also play Whistle Binkies with a band once a month in Edinburgh, and it's great fun. It doesn't start till midnight and goes on to about 2:30 in the morning. There's a stonker of a gig, Fendies in Edinburgh on a Sunday night. Check to see if Bannockburn are playing, that's the band. Come and see us, have a hoot. But one Monday I was sitting in the shop and the phone rang, and this guy said on the end of the phone, I would like to speak to Tedchristopher. And I said, aye, that's me. And he said, well, this is Sergeant Crawford, whatever his name was, from Edinburgh City Police. I believe you were playing at Whistle Binkies last night. And I said, yeah, we were. He said, can you tell me who was singing? I said, it was me. He says, well, we've had a complaint from a member of the public that you were singing racist songs. And I thought, really? What was the singing that was racist? And he said, a member of the public has complained that you sang a song about Diego Maradona putting England out of the World Cup, and he considers it to be racist, so he has made a complaint. Needless to say, I laughed. So did the policeman, and nothing else happened. Judge for yourself. You put your left hand up, your left hand up, your left do the Maradona and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Hey! Oh, Diego Maradona. Oh, Diego Maradona. Oh, Diego Maradona. He put the English out. Now I just know there's some of you at home doing the accents to this, so we're going to do it again. You put your left hand in, your left hand in, your left hand in, and you shake it all about. You do the Maradona and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Hey! Oh, Diego Maradona. Oh, Diego Maradona. Oh, Diego Maradona. He put the English out. Racist? Nah. Good old banter. They sing much worse about us than we laugh. Done quite a lot of independence rallies over the years, and some of them have been quite small and some of them have been absolutely huge. And one of my proudest moments was joining Dougie MacLean on stage in Edinburgh to sing this. I don't know if you could see the changes that have come over me in those last few days when I've been afraid that I might drift away. I've been telling old stories, singing songs that made me think about where I came from. That's the reason why I seem so far away today. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, know that it will make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. And I've moved, and I've kept on moving. I've proved the points that needed proving. Lost the friends that needed losing. I found others on the way. Kissed the ladies, and I've left them crying. Of stolen dreams, there's no denying. Traveled hard sometimes, with my conscience flying somewhere with the wind. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, know that it will make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Sitting here before the fire, an empty room, the forest choir. Flames that just couldn't get any higher. But whether now they've gone, and I'm steady thinking, and my way is clear, and I know what I must do tomorrow. And the hands are shaking, and the kisses blown, and I will disappear. feel. Let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me. Now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, know that it will make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Caledonia, you've been everything I've ever had. Just a classic song. Over the rallies that I've done, I've tried to do a wee bit of variety of some of the songs that I've done. Obviously things like I'm Coming Home, I've done it every one. We've tried to just give a quirk to some old songs as well, like this. How many years must a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? And how many years must my people exist before we are allowed to be free? And how many years must the man turn his head, pretend that he just does not see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Or the old Bobby Darin song. Come and sing a simple song of freedom. Sing it like you've never sung before. Let it fill the air, tell the people everywhere, we the people here don't want no war. Hey Mr. Black Man, can you hear me? I don't want your diamonds or your cane. Just wanna be someone known to you as me. And I bet my life you want the same. So come and sing a simple song of freedom. Sing it like you've never sung before. Let it fill the air, tell the people everywhere, we the people here don't want no war. We the people here don't want no war. Kilt walks. Over the years I've seemed to get involved with quite a few charity things. And I don't say that to come across as some sort of goody-goody, but I just think it's something that we should all do. And I've got to say, one of the most enjoyable gigs that I've ever done was at the Speyside Kilt Walk with the guys from Team Shivers, when we just literally took over the Mashtun pub after the walk, and everybody danced on the tables, and it was loads of fun. And this same song also brings back memories of a pub in Germany, in Dortmund, called Strobel's, when I did this song with the air guitar band. Where it began, I can't begin to know, but then I know it's going strong. the spring, when the spring became the summer, who'd have believed you'd come along? Hand, touching hand, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good, but I've been inclined to believe they never could. Oh, now look at the night, they don't seem so lonely. I fill it up with only two. And when I hurting runs off my shoulder, how can I hurt when I'm holding you? Touching one, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good, but I've been inclined to believe they never could. Oh, now. Right, your turn. Everybody at home. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good, but I've been inclined to believe they never could. Sweet So, we seem to have slid into the Tartan Army. Fantastic bunch of people. And it's absolutely stunned how many of them sent me birthday wishes today. Did I mention it's my birthday? Happy birthday to me. 7 years ago today. And it doesn't seem like it. I was in Zagreb playing football. And it was roasting and loads of fun. Made loads of friends in Croatia. So to my Croatian friends who got in touch today and who are possibly watching tonight, love you all. Warsaw. I decided I would take my son Kyle and my daughter Sarah to see Scotland playing Poland. So this was a big adventure, so we all piled on the plane, and on the flight across, I wasn't feeling too well, and I thought, just in case I throw up, I better go to the toilet. So I managed to reach the aisle of the plane and collapsed, and the next thing I remember was this stewardess trying to bring me around. And I heard her saying, "Does anybody know this guy's name?" And I heard a response from somebody that said, "Everybody in the fucking plane knows his name." Needless to say, it was full of Tartan Army in the plane. Don't know what it was, but whatever it was, I was absolutely fine once I came around. But we were up pretty up the back of the plane, and apparently, reliably informed that in the front there was a bunch of Tartan Army guys discussing the upcoming game and who would be playing up front for Scotland. And in the midst of this discussion was thrown in, oh, by the way, Ted's dead. I don't know who they decided should be playing up front for Scotland. I wasn't listening at that particular point. The Tortilla Factory in Warsaw was just a stunning gig. Far too many people in it, probably twice as many people in it as should have been in it. The only way you could possibly get a pint was to jump out the window and come round the street and back in the front door again. And if you wanted to go to the toilet, I don't know how you managed to do that. I didn't do the toilet. Me and royalty didn't do the toilet. Other memorable Tartan Army trips, there have been too many to mention them all. Vaduz in Liechtenstein, playing in the tent in the main square, was just immense. It was pissing the rain, so everybody that was there just piled into this tent, and it was great. Great friendly atmosphere. What do you call somebody for Liechtenstein? Well, Liechtensteiners. That must be right. Wembley. Everybody who has ever been in the Tartan Army and been to Wembley knows it's just one of the occasions. Did a gig in Crystals in Wembley, and it turned out to be just 100 yards from the stadium, which was immense. I think it was about 1,200 folk that it held on 2 floors, and arranged loads of bands and artists to go down and play, and it was just absolutely memorable. Ricky, I've got to mention Ricky. Wallpaper Ricky to most of us. Ricky's not been well. The last time I saw Ricky, I think, was in probably in Israel, I think, and he wasn't looking too well then. And he's been through the wars, but apparently he's on the mend, which is brilliant. And if you don't know Ricky, he's a songwriter. He wrote such classics as oh, the wallpaper sticks to the wall, the wallpaper sticks to the wall, oh, the wallpaper sticks to the wall, the wallpaper sticks to the wall. Right, you need to concentrate, it's got a really difficult second verse. Oh, the wallpaper sticks to the wall, oh, the wallpaper sticks to the wall, oh, the wallpaper sticks to the wall. Got the idea? Right, hopefully you'll wake up in the middle of the night singing that now. Either that, or you'll wake up in the middle of the night singing this. And this is a song which came from an encounter. There are a bunch of guys who were at a Scotland game, and they were all in a hostel to save money so that they could spend it on drink. Communal showers in the hostel, and one of them was a guy called Tom Small, and Tom was bald as a coot. So Tom went in for a shower, and when he came out, Morris frae Forest looked at him and said, "You've got ginger pubes." To which Tom replied, "Ginger pubes are acceptable." Ginger pubes are acceptable, ginger pubes are acceptable, ginger pubes are acceptable, we love ginger pubes. Ginger pubes are acceptable, ginger pubes are acceptable, ginger pubes could take your pick. You can either wake up in the middle of the night singing "The wallpaper sticks to the wall" or "Ginger pubes are acceptable." In fact, you could sing both. They go together quite well. Other trips that were immense. Dublin was immense. I went with Sammy and the guys from Bellshill in the bus, and that was an adventure in itself. But the gigs in Dublin were just tremendous. Irish supporters were great, and of course at the return game, together with the guys in the band, Bannockburn, and the Tartan Specials, the return game was to be at Celtic Park. So we thought, Celtic Park, that'd be pretty close to the Badlands. So Tank Oil, Bannockburn and the Tartan Specials did the Badlands before the Ireland game and sold it out. I'm so happy to be able to say that we sold out the Badlands. It'd be really nice if that happened again. Tartan Specials, that brings back memories as well. Hello and welcome to the Tartan Army. We're a little bit mental, we're a little bit barmy. Trains and planes and football games. We'll travel all over the world, in city squares and fountains, with their Scotland flags unfurled. I love sex and drugs and sausage rolls, but nothing compares to Archie Gemmell's goal. I love sex and drugs and sausage rolls, but nothing compares to Archie Gemmell's goal. Talking about Archie Gemmell and talking about Bellshill, it was Holytown actually, but it was Sammy's place as well. I did a pre-match game there, and I managed to get Archie Gemmell to come along to it. Absolute hero. Not the best speaker in the world, but he didn't need to be the best speaker in the world. He just needed to stand and get his selfies taken with everybody in the club. It was like hero worship, absolutely. Bratislava, that was an interesting gig. When we were in Bratislava, I was trying to get a venue to play, and unfortunately England had been there about 6 weeks before, and the fans had trashed the place. No, I'm not trying to put England in, just a section of the fans are a wee bit OTT, shall we say. So everywhere I contacted was just, as soon as I mentioned football fans, they weren't interested at all. And I eventually managed to get a gig in a Cuban cafe, which is a bit strange. So, and of course, the normal list of drinks was all sort of Cuban cocktails and stuff. But the guy was great, and he said, "I'll get whatever drink you want, just send us a list of the drinks that you should have." And one of the things I mentioned was Talisker whiskey. So anyway, the gig went particularly well. The guy made an absolute fortune. And after I'd been singing, I went up to the bar and the guy said, "I must give you a Talisker whiskey." So the guy got this half-pint glass and started pouring. Now, Alan Meikle was standing next to me, and Alan's face as the guy just kept pouring till this half-pint glass was more than half full of whiskey. It was incredible. And so this huge glass of whiskey put in front of me, and Alan's bottom jaw was open by this time. Then the guy turned to him and said, "And you would like a drink? What would you like?" And I said, "One of them." We had a happy wee day. Other ones that spring to mind, Malta. out on the boat in Malta was incredible. Played Fat Harry's in Malta a couple of times, and Robert Robertson came out the night after I played, and he played the gig there as well. And great people as well. I actually went back to Malta. Anthony Lee Baldacchino phoned me and said, "Will you come out to Malta for a surprise wedding? I want you to come out and do James Zarafa's wedding." So I thought, yeah, I'm up for that. So I flew out to Malta, and the plan was they got married and then the reception started. And then when we went down, the whole thing was outside. It was beautiful, beautiful setting in the gardens. And it was on 2 levels. And at one point they went down to the bottom level to cut the cake. And as they came back up to the dance floor on the top level, I was on stage. And I started with, "You can hide neath the wings of the bluebird as she sings." And that was the first that James and Charlie in his life knew that was there. And his face was just incredible. He was absolutely stunned. He just stood and just kept repeating over and over, "Ted Christopher, Ted Christopher." It was quite humbling, but one of the nicest things I think that I've ever done. It was a tremendous surprise, and well done, Anthony. That worked tremendously well. Wee story for Budapest. Coming back from Budapest, and everybody was a bit hungover, and we were getting loaded onto the plane, and it was one of these situations where you get loaded onto a bus, and the bus takes you to the plane at a remote part of the airport. So the last 2 guys who wandered in was a guy and his wife, girlfriend, whatever, and the bus was crammed full, and he reached the door, and he just looked at the bus and he said, "Any room for a fat bastard?" And me. His girlfriend's face was incredible. Whole bus erupted. Tartan Army, great people. Why do we do it? We've not got the best football team in the world. We have some of the best times in the world. We've certainly got some of the best supporters in the world. And I think something that underlines that is the fact that all over the world there are Tartan armies, and not necessarily Scottish. They're Scottish football supporters, but they're Italians, they're Croatians, they're French, German, Swiss, Swedish. And they come from these countries to support Scotland. They obviously didn't do it to see the best football team in the world. They come for the party, for the crack, to join the greatest bunch of friends in the world, the Tartan Army. And just occasionally, we have moments like Faddy scoring in Paris, or Lee Griffiths scoring the second of his free kicks at Hampden Park. And you can't buy that. If we were world beaters, they would just be run-of-the-mill occasions, but the feeling when something like that happens, when Scotland are playing, you can't buy that. And you're celebrating it with the best people in the world. I have a dream, dreams come true. You all know the words. Scotland have scored a winning goal for you. And we would all love to do that. All of us at times believe we're better than the guys on the park. We all know in fact that we're not. And we do have a dream. And the nearest that any of us who are over age and overweight got to that was probably at Wembley when Ronnie Young managed to put 3 penalties in the same corner to win. I think it was a Volkswagen car. Ronnie in his kilt and his trainers up against this smarmy English guy in his tracksuit, and Ronnie was much better, and we all cheered. Well done, Ronnie. Reaching the end of stories for the book, there's loads more in the book. Buy it. That was subtle. Loads of people in the book who are no longer with us. Obviously, a huge number of guys for the Tartan Army. We all get older, we can't stop time, and one by one we fall by the wayside. But we try to leave memories that'll live on in the hearts of people we drank with, people we partied with, and people we suffered with sometimes as well. This is for everyone who's gone. My heart was broken. My heart was broken. Sorrow, 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 sorrow. My heart was broken. My heart was broken. You found it, you claimed it, you touched it, you saved it. My tears are drying. My tears are drying. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. My tears are drying. My tears are drying. You fixed it, you dinged it, gave them my blindness. While I'm worth my room on this earth, I will be with you. And while the chief put sunshine on leaf, I thank him for his work in your birth, in my birth. Yeah, 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 yeah. My heart was broken. My heart was broken. Sorrow, 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 sorrow. My heart was broken. My heart was broken. You found it, you claimed it, you touched it, you saved it. While I'm worth my room on this earth, I will be with you. And while the chief put sunshine on leaf, thank for his work in your birth, in my birth. Yeah, 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 I've got to admit that even for me, this lockdown thing's tough. It's didn't want any pity. I'm much better off than most people. I've got plenty to keep me busy. I've got you lot joining in with me 2 or 3 times a week and making me feel as if I'm doing something to help a wee bit. But it's going to be one hell of a party when these restrictions lift. The first Scotland game is going to be immense, and just can't wait to get back on the road again. See you guys. On the road again, just can't wait to get on the road again. The life of love is making music with my friends, and I just can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again, feeling things that I have never seen, feeling things that I may never see again, and I just can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again, like a band of gypsies we go down the highway. We're the best of friends, insisting that the world is turning our way. Yeah, our way. On the road again, just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends, and I just can't wait to get on the road again. No, just can't wait to get on the road again. No, just can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Right, this has been the last episode in the book. Thank you for joining me on a Monday night. I know it's just been a wee short bit fun on a Monday. As usual, I'll be back on Thursday, 8:15 on Thursday night. And this week it's songs that I have recorded over the years. So you're going to have to put up with quite a bit of Scottish stuff. But some of them are not Scottish, there's some poppy and rocky things as well. So look forward to seeing you all on Thursday night, 8:15. And any requests for anything beyond that, let me know. Of course, next Sunday is the big one. We've got the Scribblers Picnic COVID live stream. That's quite hard to say, that. Scribblers Picnic COVID live stream. And I'll be hosting that. People like Benny Gallagher, Noddy McIver from Skippinish. Loads and loads of great musicians doing it. So tune in, it's from 11 AM to 11 PM. It's on Facebook on the Scribblers Picnic page. So just look for Scribblers Picnic on Facebook, and there'll be plenty of advertising for it from me this week if you're looking for links. Once again, thank you very much for joining me on a Monday night. I'm going to leave you with the final thought that's in the book. It's something that my mother said to me when I was a kid, and it stuck with me ever since. And it's just that roses don't have thorns. Thorns have roses. Look after each other. Love you. Take care.